Good morning, y'all. So, just a couple of announcements, and then I'm going to show you how to do the 1 and 2 for your reading passages really quick so that parents, you guys can keep your kids accountable when they're doing their homework as far as what we need to be doing in our papers. So, first announcement, Corpus is ready to go. So that's really exciting. We'll be taking off to the aquarium on May 15th, which is the day after the STAR reading test. Kind of take a little break and enjoy ourselves in Corpus. I will be sending out the permission slips hopefully today, if not by the end of this week, so that we can get ready to go with that. You will have all the information there. However, we are going to have a meeting so I can further explain not just the safety issues as far as like what we need our kids to behave like while they're at the aquarium and our bus ride over there and our bus ride back, but the timeline, so like the schedule and what that looks like, because it is going to Corpus. Our schedule will start off really early. By early I mean that the bus leaves from our school at 6:30 in the morning. So we are leaving at 6:30, meaning that if our kiddos are not here by 6:30, then we will not be able to wait for them. 6:30 is actually really late. Usually when we go out of town, we have our students leave like at 4 in the morning. I know, like for example, like college prep, I've been a part of some of those field lessons where we take off at 2:30 in the morning. And so 6:30 I felt was a pretty good time for us to leave, since it is 2.5 hours away. With a bus, it takes a little bit longer, of course. But anyway, I will explain all that to you guys in our meeting. I will hopefully send out, like I said, all that information, if not today, by tomorrow, so that you guys can have that scheduled date for you to come and join us. I'll have like some sweet bread and some juices and stuff, so that you guys can come on in and we can talk about our field lesson and what that's going to look like. I'm really excited because it's tying in really a lot of educational stuff, and honestly I'm really excited because our kids get to go see the really cool aquarium. I've been to it several times and I really enjoy it. The dolphin show is just phenomenal, and my kids know that I really don't like dolphins, but that's a really long story for some other time. With that being said, also we need our yellow folders that were sent out with you guys. Fourth grade has about, I believe, 16 students that are missing. My homeroom did bring all of theirs, which I'm really grateful and thankful for, so good job guys. Thank you guys for that. So if you are missing one of those or lost it or something, please message me and I will make sure to get you a new one. That way you guys can fill out the surveys on that. Super thankful for you guys that turned it in already. They're sealed, so I don't get to see what you guys said, which kind of stinks. But we get told what you guys said by the beginning of next year. So anyway, we have, I forgot how many days for our reading test, but it is May 14th, so not very much. So tutoring is still happening, whether it's reading or math. Please be sure to ask your math teacher, ask the reading teacher about tutoring if you are not aware of those that may or may not have it. Also, we are going to be holding like some Saturday camps with all of the kiddos, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that one yet, so scratch that. Don't listen to the word I just said on that Saturday stuff. But anyway, let me show you guys what it looks like to do the 1 and the 2 on the passage. That's going to help us come up with the summary and the main idea and sometimes even the theme for our reading stuff. And this is super helpful with our students, something that I've seen really grow in our students, the ones that I'm working with. in my AM and PM classes. So I'm going to turn it around, and this is what you got to do. So check it out. I need a new pencil. It's kind of short. Anyway, here we go. All right. So, for example, Mystery at Dad's Office. This is our title, right? So we need to underline our title, first of all. We need to make sure that we label our text features. This is title. And then if doable, we can come up with like a little, like what we think this might be about. So I'm thinking this might be, I don't know, maybe about Mystery at Dad's Office. So it's going to involve a room. It's going to involve the father. And it's going to involve a secret. Of course, you would put that something more clever, like a secret including a secret in father's room, something like that, you know. But here's the meat of what I want you guys to look at. This is the most important part here. The 1 and the 2. The 1 and the 2 is going to be super helpful for our students. The 1, let me just give you kind of like a clue here. The 1 is going to be the who of the paragraph. The 2 is going to be the what of the paragraph. So let's look at it. Nathan stood at the vending machine in the break room of his father's office building. It was early Saturday evening, and he and his little brother Alex had come to hang out at the office while their dad worked. Alex crossed his arms. I didn't want mint gum. So, the 1. What do we think that the 1 is here? Nathan stood at the vending machine in the break room of his father's office building. It was early Sunday evening, and he and his little brother Alex had come to hang out in the office while their dad worked. Alex crossed his arms. I didn't want mint gum. So the majority of this is about Nathan. It's about Alex. Nathan. This goes back to Nathan. This goes back to Nathan. This goes back to Nathan. Here comes Alex. This is both Nathan and Alex. 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 So I would say that the who in this is the brothers Nathan and Alex. Well, what about Nathan and Alex? What happened? They were hanging out in Dad's office. So, hanging out in Dad's office. Okay? So, you do the same thing for all the paragraphs. So, let's do one more. Nathan shrugged his shoulders. Dad and I both voted for it, so that makes it fair, he said. Nathan. So this is about Nathan. What about Nathan? Let's see. He shrugged his shoulders. And Dad and I both voted for it, so that makes it fair. So in this one, my what would be that Nathan is... What do you guys think? I don't hear anybody talking. Seriously, what do you guys think? Think about it. Okay, you said that Nathan was expressing himself. I would agree with you. Expressing himself. Good job. So you would do the same thing for all of these. Now, I know that seems like it could be like a lot of work and time consuming and all that good stuff, but it really helps. Something that I've been seeing in the students that I'm servicing for reading is that when they do this, they have a better concept of what's going on in the story. So they're breaking it down. They're thinking. They're thinking more about what is actually happening, as opposed to just kind of reading it and tossing it out to the side. It could be a drudgery. It could be, something that's just a lot. again. But the more time that they do it, the better they're getting at it. I've witnessed it myself. We started doing it just last week, and they're getting so much faster at it. It's becoming like second nature to them. And I mean, just to tell you my scores, so we're supposed to hit 90, 60, 30. That's our goal in the exam. And we started off not at that with the students that I'm servicing for AM and PM. But let me tell you, yesterday, my AM was at a 90, 80. I'm sorry, 90, 90, 80. So again, that's 90, 60, 30. So it's my scores yesterday were 90, 90, 80. So we went up 30 on our meats bucket, which is the middle one, and then we went 50 on the master's bucket. And then for my PM classes, we were at 96, 87, 83. So that went up as well. So we met every domain there, which is awesome. And that's because they were doing the strategies, they were knocking things out of the park. They were really focused and engaged in the process. And so I'm very proud of the students that I'm servicing. So continue to do your work. You know, the 1 and 2 really, really, really is helpful. And again, my look fors are not that they're getting the right. I'm not looking for them to put the right answer. I'm looking for them to think critically, right? Think to themselves. Think outside of the box of what's going on, because that's what's going to be happening here. And my students already know that that's my look for. I'm looking for the who and the what, and then I'm looking for judge and jury. And what I mean by judge and jury is that I need them to provide evidence of why that is the answer or why that is not the answer. Mainly why that is not the answer, because when you provide evidence of why it's not the answer, then you can easily provide evidence on why that is the answer. And so that I call that the judge and jury, right? So if you don't have ample evidence, and I'm using higher vocabulary words for my students that are watching, if you don't have ample evidence, if you don't have substantial evidence, then your guy, your girl gets out, is either not guilty or guilty, and gets out scot-free. If he is guilty, then you let him go, right? You need to have good evidence as a judge and jury to be able to sentence them. And so I always tell them, like, are you being a good judge and jury? Are you being a good judge and jury? So those are the two things that I really, really, really look for. So I showed you the 1 and 2, and then tomorrow I will show you the provision of evidence, the judge and jury part. I won't show you that one just yet because you're taking a test today. So good luck, and I will see you all later. With all that being said, remember, good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good becomes better, and your better becomes your best. See ya.